Let's jump
No.
into our quick news update. We've got two stories today. The first is that the FDA is now 6 months overdue on a legal deadline to publish two things the hemp industry has been desperately waiting for. One, a definitive list of cannabinoids covered by the upcoming THC ban, and clear guidance on what actually counts as a container for serving size limits. Congress ordered the FDA to do this back when they signed the hemp redefinition into law, giving the FDA 90 days. That deadline was February 10th. Still nothing. Congressional Research Service flagged it again just this week. Meanwhile, the clock the industry actually cares about, the November 12th ban taking full effect, is still ticking through the Senate, while the Senate is pushing through to delay most of it to December 11th with White House support. Bottom line for operators, you're being asked to comply with a law that nobody's defined the terms of yet. So we're in a very interesting moment with what's happening with hemp, the FDA not pulling through with what it was legally required to do, and seemingly no accountability for that.
Also, no one's surprised. So, the FDA is the FDA. I kind of wonder if they're just waiting to see what happens November, December before they decide to actually put some work towards this. But it is interesting because, being involved in a lot of these conversations, we also know that the FDA will likely have an important role in whatever happens with hemp or cannabis, right? And so it's like, maybe they could show some level of interest knowing that this is a conversation that's bubbling up week after week, that new bills are being brought to the table week after week. And at some point, they're going to have to get off their proverbial, rear ends and do something. And so, yeah, I don't know. Not surprising. The FDA hasn't done anything for cannabinoids since, I don't know, 2014 when they should have started.
What they're being asked to do is so simple. If the FDA needs help, they should just call me. Or so many of us in cannabis could answer these questions very simply that they are being tasked with, and they know the answers themselves. So their choice to not formally release this list or define a container says more than them actually just doing the work.
Yeah, I do feel inclined to state that there are probably so many incredible layers of bureaucracy here that to encapsulate the entire organization as them and they and the FDA, it's like very challenging. And I say this all because we have all had interactions with, very decent people representing the FDA. And so it's, we know their work wants to be done, but maybe this is just the federal government.
I hear you. You're being very nice to the friends that you've made at the FDA, and Ben does not want to burn
I
any
just don't want to
bridges.
get angry text messages.
Yeah. No angry text messages. Blame me. All right, let's talk about the Curaleaf hostile takeover bid for Aurora. It's getting ugly. Aurora told shareholders this week that Curaleaf's offer contains inaccurate statements and significantly undervalues the business, telling shareholders that they should take no action. While a special committee of the board reviews it, Curaleaf fired right back the same day, accusing Aurora of deflecting from real issues, including hundreds of millions of dollars of inventory impairments under the current leadership. Curaleaf's offer stays open for 105 days from its early August launch, and Aurora's board hasn't made a formal recommendation or a counter. So there's definitely going to be more back and forth before this one's resolved. My take is that this mudslinging just says right now to everyone that nobody really knows what Aurora's actual worth is. And everyone is sort of hoping that shareholders won't notice. And Aurora is hoping that the shareholders will listen to them and do nothing. And Curaleaf is hoping that the shareholders will take a bet on a new management team and a new strategic path forward. It's like an episode of Succession, possibly.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, has anyone checked on Boris lately? Like, is he okay? Like, he seems to be picking fights with everyone. I don't know. It's like he called like mission accomplished against intoxicating hemp after a couple of years ago, saying that infused beverages would be 50% of the cannabis market. But I'm not going to talk about how that is contradicting there. But he also declared that it's like there's too many cannabis businesses and we need consolidation. So like he's kind of, attacking the fact that it's like there's a lot of small businesses that make up this industry, and then attacking the Canadians. So it's like, I don't know. Like, is he okay? Does he need a hug?
I think that he instead would like a EU GMP cultivation facility, not a hug, and that is why he is trying to execute a hostile takeover
Yeah,
of
he's just being
Aurora.
very
But
hostile. I don't
but
know.
a hug might be a good
Maybe some
consolation
weed.
prize.
Maybe some weed.
Yeah.
Yeah.